Welcome. In this video, we will learn how to design a current mirror circuit for a small value of beta, where beta is gain of transistor, where beta equal to IC upon IB. Where IC is collector current and IB is base current. Okay, so this is the normal current mirror circuit. This current mirror circuit will not work for a small value of beta. Let's say if we have beta equal to 10 for this transistor and if beta equal to 10 for this transistor. For both Q1 and Q2, beta is equal to 10. So, but current mirror circuit will not work for small values of beta. So, we will see why. So, in this current mirror circuit, uh, let's say if neta is given as AE2 upon AE1, where AE2 is area of emitter region for transistor Q2. AE1 is area of emitter region for transistor Q1. Let's suppose this neta is equal to 1. Okay, we are taking that the emitter area for both the transistors Q1 and Q2 are same. So the value of neta is equal to 1. Now I out is given as IREF, where IREF is the reference current and I out is the output current. I out is given as IREF into neta upon 1 plus neta plus 1 upon beta. IREF into neta upon 1 plus neta plus 1 into beta. If suppose neta is equal to 1, and beta is equal to 10. So I am taking beta equal to 10 for both the transistors and neta is equal to 1. If we put neta equal to 1 and beta equal to 10, then I out will be equal to 0.83 of IREF. I out will be equal to 0.83 of IREF. 0.83 of IREF, that is the I reference current is multiplied by 0.83 and that gives us the value of I out. So if you see, there is 20% difference, there is about 15 to 20% difference between the value of IREF and I out. So but we want that IREF must be or I out must be exactly same as IREF, or the percentage error should be less than 2%. But here the percentage error is between 15 to 20%, because I out is only 0.83 of IREF. So in this circuit, what happens is that there is large error in between the value of I out and IREF. So to remove this drawback, we draw buffered current mirror circuit. To remove this drawback, we have what is known as buffered current mirror. Buffered current mirror circuit. So we will see how to design the buffered current mirror. So what happens is that in the buffered current mirror circuit, we have in this path we will connect another transistor. In this path we will connect another transistor. This is VCC, this is also VCC. Okay, so this is transistor now Q2, this is transistor Q3. So this is the improved version of current mirror circuit. It is called as buffered current mirror circuit. Okay, it is called as buffered current mirror circuit. So what we have done is we have included another transistor between this point to this point. Earlier this Q2 was not present, now we have included this Q2 as well. Okay, so if suppose this is IC1, this is IB2, This is IB2, or let's take it as Q3 only, because originally this transistor was Q1, this transistor was Q2, so I am taking this as Q3 only. So this is IB3 and this is IE3. Okay, this will be IB1, this will be IB2. Okay, so these are the currents, and this current is I out. This is also equal to IC2. I out is equal to IC2. So this is the currents in the buffered current mirror circuit. Okay, so in the buffered current mirror circuits, these are the currents. Now Iref is equal to this is Iref. It is equal to IC1 plus IB3, and IE3 will be equal to IC3 plus IB3. IE3 will be equal to IC3 plus IB3 from the rule of transistor currents. Emitter current is equal to collector current plus base current. So IE3 will be equal to beta IB3 plus IB3. So we can write IE3 equal to beta plus 1 IB3. Emitter current in third transistor is equal to beta plus 1 into IB3. Okay, and let's take beta of this transistor Q3 as beta 3. Let's take it as beta 3. So this will be equal to beta 3 and this will also be equal to beta 3. And let's take that Q1 and Q2. For Q1 and Q2, I am assuming that for Q1 and Q2, their betas are same. So beta 1 equal to beta 2 equal to beta. Okay, this is the assumptions we are making, that for transistors Q1 and Q2, their current gains are same, that is beta 1 equal to beta 2 equal to beta. Now Iref is equal to IC1 plus IB3. Okay, so and let's assume that IC1 is equal to IC2 is equal to IC is equal to I out, because I out is nothing but IC2. So we are assuming that IC1 equal to IC2 equal to IC equal to I out, and IB1 equal to IB2 equal to IB, because we are assuming that IB1 equal to IB2 equal to IB and beta 1 equal to beta 2. We are assuming that for both the transistor base currents and current gain are same. So obviously their collector currents will be same as well. So IC1 equal to IC2 equal to IC equal to I out. So Iref will be equal to, from this equation, let me write it here. Iref will be equal to IC1 equal to I out plus IB3 is IE3 upon beta 3 plus 1. IB3 equal to IE3 upon beta 3 plus 1. But IE3 equal to IB1 and IB2. So both IB1 and IB2 are same, and that is equal to I beta. So IE3 is actually equal to 2IB. From this figure and using Kirchhoff's current law, we can say that IE3 equal to 2IB. We are assuming that IB1 and IB2 are same and equal to IB. So IE3 will be equal to 2IB. IE3 will be equal to 2IB. So this will be equal to I out plus 2IB upon beta 3 plus 1. And IB I can write it as IC upon beta. So IC upon beta 3 plus 1, because IB we can write as IC upon beta. So this is will be equal to IC upon beta 3 plus 1. So IREF will be equal to, I am writing here, and IC is equal to I out. So in terms of IC we can write it as I out only, because by this equation IC equal to I out. So if we take I out common, then IREF will be equal to I out 1 plus 2 upon beta 3 plus 1. So IREF will be equal, or IREF upon I out, we can write it as IREF upon I out is equal to beta 3 plus 1 plus 2 upon beta 3 plus 1. Okay, so this is the value of IREF upon I out, beta 3 plus 1 plus 2 upon beta and beta 3 plus 1. Okay, so now if you take beta equal to 10 and beta 3, now if you can take any value of beta, I out will be, even for small values of beta, I out will be equal to 0.98 of IREF. You can take beta equal to 10 and beta 3 also equal to 10. You can take both beta and beta 3 equal to 10, I out will be equal to 0.98 of IREF. So in the previous circuit, which was a normal circuit, I out was equal to 0.83 of IREF. So there was between 15 to 20% of difference in I out and IREF. But here I out is equal to 0.98 of IREF. So the difference is hardly 2% between the value of reference current and output current. So the reference current is exactly copied to the output current. So the values of reference current and output current are same or very same in this buffered current mirror circuit. Okay, so for beta equal to, for very small values of beta like 10, the normal current mirror circuit does not work, because there is large difference between the reference current and the output current. But for this buffered current mirror circuit, where we have included, or the only change we have made it compared to the normal current mirror circuit is we have included this transistor Q3. We have included this transistor Q3. If this transistor is removed, then it becomes a normal current mirror circuit. But in buffered current mirror circuit, we have included a buffer transistor in this path between this point and this point. So this circuit works for small values of beta as well. Okay, like beta equal to 10. So even for beta equal to 10, beta equal to 10 means very small values of beta. Normally beta value is more than 50 or approximately 100. In normal transistors beta equal to 100, in ideal transistors beta is equal to 1000. But here beta value is very small, beta value is 10. And even for very small value of beta, I out equal to 0.98 of IREF. So I out is I out value of I out is very similar to IREF. So this is the advantage of this buffered current mirror circuit. Thank you, and best of luck for exams. And if you have any doubt or any feedback, you can post your doubt and comment in the comment box of this video. Please share your feedback and suggestions. Thank you and best of luck.